Mitchell Robinson was spotted at the Knicks training facility. We'll get you that update and let you know exactly what he was doing. Karl-Anthony Towns also spoke in a recent podcast appearance about the Hawks, this upcoming matchup, and that rivalry. We're going to break down all of those reports for you guys today. Before we get started, guys, about 55% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. We are still on a mission to try to reach 25,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy daily Knicks content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. Mitchell Robinson was spotted at the Knicks training facility. Mitchell Robinson is making steady progress in his rehab, and recently on his social media, he shared an image of what he's doing in his recovery right now. Let's take a look at the image that he shared. So as you can see here on Instagram, he shared the following image of himself shooting the basketball. He looks like he's at the free throw line, so thankfully, guys, he is practicing and working on his free throws. And you can see the caption. It says loading. I don't know when he's loading for or when that loading screen is going to expire, but hopefully he comes back as soon as possible because the Knicks absolutely need him, especially for our defense inside. The Knicks interior defense this season has been absolutely dreadful. We've needed Mitchell Robinson, so him coming back and being able to have an impact inside the paint, that could really work wonders for the Knicks and what they're trying to achieve on the defensive side of the ball. And let's not forget NBA insider Ian Begley's update about Robinson and the fact that he's progressing in his rehab from the offseason foot surgery, but he has not graduated to any team drills or running as of yet. The only thing that he's doing right now is some light shooting on the court and that sort of thing, at least according to Tom Thibodeau. And as we can see from the picture that Mitchell Robinson posted, that is exactly what he is doing. He is working on his shot, working on his shooting, and doing a little bit of shooting on the court. And that's really all of the basketball activity that we can hope to see from him at this point in time. But honestly, seeing him do something on the court rather than doing nothing, not seeing him at all, that's better for me, and I would think it's better for a lot of us Knicks fans because seeing him progress, seeing him actually doing something in rehab and potentially getting ready to return for this Knicks team so we can see that double big lineup of himself and Karl-Anthony Towns, that's exactly what we're all waiting for. And clearly, that's what the Knicks want to run. We're just waiting for Robinson to return. And given what he's doing right now in his rehab and the fact that he's not had any setbacks, that means he's on pace to return in January. We're all hoping that January 1st return date is actually going to happen. But the positive news that we can take away from all of these updates is that, again, there are no setbacks. He's looking like he's doing exactly what he can do and what he needs to do on the court. And soon he will be returning for this Knicks team. But we got to look toward tonight, the NBA Cup quarterfinals, the Knicks against the Hawks. The winner of this game, by the way, folks, will be facing off against the Bucks in the NBA Cup semifinals game on Saturday in Las Vegas. If the Knicks don't win against the Hawks tonight, then they will play the Orlando Magic on Sunday, and that has a 6 p.m. tip-off. Honestly, guys, I want to see the Knicks dominate the Hawks tonight, beat them, and go to Las Vegas on Saturday to take on the Bucks in that NBA Cup semifinals. Last year, we did not get the job done. We didn't win the cup. This year, with the roster that we have, I think we have the opportunity to do that. But we also have to take a look at the injury report for tonight's game as well, too. According to New York Basketball, Josh Hart is questionable versus the Hawks with a sprained left ankle. Cat is probable with the knee, but he basically confirmed in the podcast we're about to listen to that he absolutely is going to play tonight. Neither Jalen Brunson nor Cam Payne is on the injury report. We also have a new addition to the injury report, and that's Ariel Hukporti, unfortunately. He is being listed as out for tonight's game against the Hawks with a sprained ankle, according to Steph Bondy with the New York Post. Hukporti suffered the injury this morning in the G League game. Very unfortunate for New York, who's going to be headed into tonight's game against the Hawks down another big. Longtime fans of the Knicks know that anytime the Hawks and Trae Young come to town, that game is must watch because they always hype it up as the rivalry game. Before I speak about this and speak about Trae Young, the quote-unquote villain, let's take a listen to Karl-Anthony Towns and what he has to say about the Knicks and the Hawks and this rivalry.
Carl, tomorrow you guys have your game, and you're taking on the Hawks, and it is a Trae Young versus the Knicks game, which is some of the best out there. Does it feel different to you when you're a part of something like that? Because it does seem different from the outside.
It is. I'm still trying to grasp the rivalry a little bit, but in my mind, in my mind, it's always just been about win every game.
Like you're gonna see angry Garden fans tomorrow. Like they're always gonna support you, but tomorrow is gonna be different, man. Yeah.
2-syllable curse words.
I know, right? They as long as we give them something to cheer about at the end, everything should go fine.
First off, shout out to Karl-Anthony Towns for giving us that response about the Knicks and Hawks and the rivalry game that we're going to be playing tonight. But I have some comments on that. I know Towns wasn't part of the Knicks when that rivalry game during the playoffs was happening. But let me say something. That team that they're hyping up during the ESPN video packages does not exist anymore for the Knicks. That team in 2021 that went to the postseason, that entire team is not part of the Knicks anymore. There is not one player from that team part of the current Knicks right now. This is not a rivalry. And to be honest, Trae Young is far from a villain. The reason why Knicks fans don't like Trae Young is because he's Trae Young and he talks a lot. He talks a lot of trash and sometimes he can't really back it up. And with this Knicks team, with the roster that we have right now, what I want the Knicks to do tonight is nothing else besides stomp out this narrative that we have a rivalry with the Hawks or that Trae Young is the quote-unquote villain of MSG. I want them to destroy it, and I want them to create a different narrative. Every time Trae Young comes into the Garden, he gets destroyed, demolished, and punked. This is the new narrative that we need to implement. I cannot continue to hear that Trae Young is our villain. I cannot continue to see all of these ESPN hype videos showing us Trae Young dominating a Knicks team that doesn't exist anymore. Show us the current highlights of the Hawks versus the Knicks. Don't show me highlights from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That doesn't make any sense. Tonight, I want to see new memories, new highlights added to the reel. I can't keep seeing 2021. We got to start talking about 2024. The Knicks not only can make a statement in a win tonight, but they can go to Vegas, take on the Milwaukee Bucks, potentially beat them, and showcase what they can do by winning it all and taking home this NBA Cup. It may not be the NBA championship, and trust me, I still want that too. But the NBA Cup, it's a win. It's an accolade. It's something that we can celebrate. And for a Knicks franchise that over the last 50 years hasn't been really able to celebrate anything, I am going to take this NBA Cup as an absolute win. And I will be celebrating it. Not the same way I celebrate a chip, but I will be celebrating it nonetheless. But what about you guys? What do you think about Karl-Anthony Towns and his comments on the Hawks and Knicks and their rivalry? And what about Mitchell Robinson and the fact that you can now see him shooting in the training facility for New York? What do you guys think about these updates? Are you excited about Mitchell Robinson shooting? Are you hyped by Karl-Anthony Towns' comments? Or are you hyped about the Knicks going toe-to-toe with the Atlanta Hawks tonight and potentially getting this win and going to Vegas? Let me know in the comments section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.